Hey Mallards, it is Sunday and I am home alone this evening. We finished the whole run of Posthumous. This second run went very, very well. We didn't sell out any show, which is a little bit sad, but we had a lot of audience that we didn't know. In fact, mostly audience that we didn't know, which is really cool. So a lot of new faces and people who were definitely interested and I think would come out for another thing that we do. We will for sure be emailing all of them to let them know about the 2 shows of recovery that they can see. And then also when we do something new and exciting, I've got a whole email list of people who seem to be very interested in these online shows we're doing. And that is exciting for me and a fun thing to look forward to. So I'm going to keep striving and moving towards that. But that's not actually what I wanted to talk to you about today. What I wanted to talk about is Marvel, because yesterday morning I watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, which are now live on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus and you like Marvel, you should watch them. Can't encourage this enough. And there will be a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, you should not continue to watch this. Okay. So WandaVision is the first show, like the first new Marvel content in like a year. I don't think I think in over a year. Because I think the last new Marvel content was Far From Home. And I don't remember that when that came out, but like that is the last new Marvel content, and that's I think been over a year. I think it's been over a year since there was new Marvel. And wow, I've missed it. Gosh, I love the MCU. I am passionate about it. I really like what they've done with almost everyone. I really love that universe. I really get into it. I really enjoy the characters. I really just enjoy everything about the MCU unashamedly. I recognize that it's not necessarily the greatest and people can have their problems with it, and that's fine, and everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but I am also entitled to just absolutely love it, and I absolutely love it, and I have missed it, and I didn't realize how much I had missed it until I watched WandaVision, and I was like, wow, I really have missed this. So I very, very much enjoyed WandaVision. The show is, we know very little. That's part of the beauty of it. So it's set up like a tropey 1960s style television show. 1950s maybe to start. I think maybe the 50s to start. But it's like a sitcom where Wanda and Vision are just like your regular couple just moving and they're new to town and how exciting, and they have hijinks. Like Vision's boss comes to dinner and they're trying to hide that he's a robot and she's the Scarlet Witch. So she has all of her powers in like creating things and levitating things and moving things with her mind and like reading people's minds, all the things that Wanda can do, maybe even like amped up a little because she is able to like create and manipulate this world in a way that she can do in the comics. The Scarlet Witch can literally just change reality if she wants to badly enough. But in the films, she has been like thus far mostly limited to like moving things with her mind and like getting into people's minds and thoughts. And so this ability to really alter the world is interesting and fun. And I don't know yet if it is they are finally unleashing Scarlet Witch's powers and so it's a new power, or if it's inherent for whatever it is that's part of this reality that they're building. And so like it's not a power that she would have outside of what seems to be some sort of alternate reality. So anyway, they have these cute little hijinks and it's all in black and white. But then at the end of the first episode, it's like the credits for the TV show, and then it pans out to a guy like writing notes and clearly watching this on a screen. And the logo leads me to believe that this is about S.W.O.R.D., which is sort of like the space partner to S.H.I.E.L.D. So like S.H.I.E.L.D. protects the Earth from domestic threats, and S.W.O.R.D. is supposed to like help protect the galaxy. And so I'm interested to see if like there's a space element to this or if it really is alternate reality. And I don't know that it's S.W.O.R.D. for sure. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up and Google would probably tell me, but like the show hasn't revealed that yet. But the logo is pretty telltale and recognizable. So that's very exciting. And then at the end of the second episode, or like during the second episode, Wanda hears somebody saying, Wanda, like, who's doing this to you? Are you okay? And so I think that something is going on and they're trying to reach her, but I'm not sure if somebody is doing this to her or if Wanda has just created this alternate reality because Vision is dead and she couldn't handle it. But that's also like a strange departure from the end of the series where like she was very clearly sad and devastated, but not necessarily like as mad as she would be to create a whole alternate reality, especially because the way the films have set up things and her devastation over Quicksilver's death was definitely like bigger and more dramatic than what happened with Vision, partially because she got immediately snapped out of existence, and when she came back she like defeated Thanos and like grew up a little bit. And so I feel like there just wasn't as much of a visceral reaction. So I'm interested in the idea that she created this reality because she was sad about Vision dying or being destroyed. But also, like, I feel like Vision could be brought back because, like, the core of who he is. So, like, the Mind Stone was pulled from his head, but that's not everything that Vision is. And so there is still an opportunity to perhaps bring him back. And I don't know if they are going to do that or what the plan is, but I am intrigued to see what happens. And I like the way this show is set up because it is hilarious. Like, it's very, very funny. It's very tropey. Like, they do a lot of tropes from those kinds of shows. The introductions, like the first one, I don't know what TV show it reminds me of, but the second episode is absolutely like a Bewitched / I Dream of Jeannie sort of intro. And it's fun to like watch that evolve, and the show itself is really entertaining. They do this magic act that's hilarious, and just the bits. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are gems, and they're so good together, and the play off of each other is really, really freaking funny, and I have enjoyed all of that. But I am intrigued about the larger world of it and want to know. The end of the second episode ends with everything turning to color and with Wanda being pregnant, which is exciting because those of you who know the comics know she has twins and her kids are great. Also, one of them is Wiccan, and Wiccan ends up marrying a man. So like canonically gay characters, which would be the first real set that they've introduced to the MCU, and that's exciting. I hope that they stick with that and like keep them on and they continue, because you know I'm waiting for that Young Avengers content that they are real building. Kate's coming in the Hawkeye series. They've aged up Cassie Lang. Like, they got a whole set of them kids that they can send off to have a good time. And so I'm excited to see where that happens, and I'm interested, but I am intrigued about what this reality is and how it's happening. And I'm also, just from a personal standpoint, And I know that part of it is that Quicksilver was then like owned by Fox and the mutants, but like now Disney owns Fox, so like that crossover issue is no longer a problem. And I find it interesting that if Wanda has like built this reality for herself because she couldn't cope with Vision, that there is no Quicksilver. And like obviously it would be weird to maybe get that actor back, or I don't know. Like there's just a lot of stuff about it. But in particular, especially because they did on Disney Plus, they also have this Marvel Legends series where they do like essentially like a 7-minute video that's like, here's about this character. And to watch, because I haven't watched Age of Ultron in a while, but to watch Wanda's like reaction to her brother dying and like the devastation of that particular moment again, and then watch Vision die and you see her like anger when she comes back and defeats Thanos and her being like, you took everything from me. And that, but it's a different level. And then also you have the scene at the end of Endgame where she's talking to Clint and like they have that moment where she's like, where Clint's like, oh, I wish I could tell her that we won. And Wanda's like, she knows. They both do. And like seems very mature and sad, but accepting it and handling it. And I don't know if she was just already checked out by then and was already thinking about this reality or what's happening. But it also is clear in the show that she has incredible control over this reality. Like I feel like she can manipulate and change things in such a way that makes it seem like she is the one creating it. But I don't know. There are a lot of options. And I can't wait to see what comes next. It's also really exciting because this is the first time in a while that I have been actively watching something as it comes out, because I do a lot of binging on Netflix and not a lot of like watching something as it's released anymore. And so this, super fun. Like it's fun to think about, it's fun to theorize. I will absolutely be posting more videos as I watch each episode with thoughts and feelings that I have. If you're watching WandaVision, let me know in the comments what you think. Also, let me know what you thought of the magic show. I laughed so hard the whole time. Like, so hard. It's so freaking... It's so dumb, but it's so funny. This whole show is just a delight right now. And I hope that if you're not watching WandaVision, that you're watching something you enjoy or doing things that you enjoy, because we should all be trying to have a good time. And I'll see you tomorrow.